I wanted to show you me being cozy in the katsudon. But I am still sitting in it, you just can't see the whole thing. Hello everyone and welcome to a new video. Today I am filming my goodbye video from Japan, which will be the last video I filmed here, and also like a summary wrap up of my experiences here. If you were unaware, I have been living in Japan for the last almost 11 months now. I would just say a year because 11 months is just a mouthful. I've been here for my exchange year and I've been living in Hakodate, Hokkaido, which is up in the north. Not as north as Sapporo, which is like the bigger city in Hokkaido that is more known. I'm living in like a really tiny city in Japan and I've been loving it. I want to film this video as like a last goodbye, talking about some of my experiences here and like have a little summary memory thing. Also this like makes me look very serious. I don't know why. I went to Japan around the 20th of March of 2019 and I am going home on the 24th of February or the 25th. I have been living in this shared house. You cannot really see, but I did show it in one of my vlogs, and I've been living with my best friend Erica, who we travel together here, and also two other random people who are not random anymore, but they were random at the time. I've been going to school and only studying Japanese the whole time, and hopefully my Japanese has improved. Speaking about Japanese, that's the whole reason I am here, right? I have been here, and it's one of the first things I want to speak about in this video is like the fear of speaking Japanese here, because at home we didn't practice it a lot orally, and here I went to a school where all the classes are completely in Japanese. I know that some other schools where some of the people in my class went to, they had English classes. But going here, I knew everything was going to be in Japanese. Did I understand anything the first few weeks? No. And I still think like even in my classes like this semester, the second semester, I still didn't understand anything. I kind of just picked out words I did understand and then guessed the rest of the meaning. I think I would say I understand like 60% of what the teachers were saying, but you can always understand it with like circumstance around you. Going out and stuff, I do kind of like point at menus at restaurants to order things or read it if it's not like a billion kanjis. But people pick up pretty fast here if you're not a native speaker. Like they can tell you something in Japanese and you won't answer them like I want, so you will look confused and then they will realize that you're not Japanese. I mean, that is not a recurring problem, I guess, for people who are white, because then they will assume you're a foreigner not speaking Japanese. But since I look Asian, people did assume I was Japanese, but never in like a bad way, and they did realize really quickly that I wasn't. And reflecting upon this, comparing to home in Norway, where I am from, I forgot to say in the beginning of the video, people assume that I'm not Norwegian and kind of just ask me, where are you really from? And tiny veiled racism against me there. And here, I guess I blended more in, but yes, the expectation of like Japanese then became scary, because generally I was just too scared to speak it like at all. And I'm still am, and I know like, yes, you should just practice and not care if you do mistakes. And I do that, but I feel like I haven't done it enough and I should have done it more to improve my Japanese. There's this ongoing fear of like speaking Japanese at all, to especially Japanese people, because you feel like they're judging you, even though I know they are not. But I was, for example, very lucky to have a Japanese roommate who helped me a lot with the Japanese. If we got like mail and stuff I didn't understand, and she speaks English like really well, which is like good for communication, but bad in a way that made me practice less. But that is like obviously not her fault, it is just more on me. Also, realizing in Japan that if you wear t-shirts where it's actually Japanese on it, they really think to read it and realize grammarly mistakes on your t-shirts. So like in Norway where I'm from, like if it's like kanji on something, no one can read them, so it doesn't matter if a grammar mistake's on it. But this one people have been reading and they are like, oh, it's mistakes on it. Even though granted I did buy it here in Japan, but like it wasn't produced in Japan. I bought it online. But yeah, just generally before coming here, I had a lot of expectations compared to the language, because at home I was like super bad. I was not even like good in my classes. I just did everything I could to pass or be able to go here at all. I think my Japanese has improved a lot. I could carry an everyday conversation and like ask for things and stuff, but still, like, if a Japanese person or anyone who knows Japanese speaks very fast to me, I'm just like looking at them and I'm like, I have no idea what you just said. Especially if you don't know the context. If it's like in the store, it's easy to guess if they point and stuff. But if like a person comes up to you and just speaks something random in Japanese, I have no idea what they're talking about. But I love Japanese. I hope I will still continue to work on it as I go home. And I don't know what to use it for at all. I need to figure out what to study now that I'm done with Japanese after I've written my bachelor thesis, which I have no idea what to write about either. So that's great. I'm only going to start that in like 2 weeks. That was a lot about the language, but going into the culture, of course, it's different from home. There's a lot of things that I missed from home, especially like an oven. Like literally they don't have it here, and it's not normal to have it unless you're rich, according to my Japanese roommate, who knows more about Japan than me, so I will listen to her. And in Norway, a lot of the food is very oven based. So I just missed making that kind of food here. They also have gas stoves, which I hate. So one of the most funniest things is that things disappear from the store, which I noticed after being here for a few weeks, is that I bought a thing called this sakura soda. I even talked about it in one of my first favorites coming here, and it just disappeared when the sakura season was over. There's this other peachy iced tea I like, and it disappeared from the store, and it kept happening with other different products because they only there for like a season. If they're popular, they might come back, but usually it's like this thing where they just do it for people to want it more, I think. And it's so strange because it's not a thing at all in Norway. If something is in the store, it's there for good, usually, unless like the company goes bonkers. And it's just the weirdest thing ever. Another thing that is very different from home is money. Like everything is paper here. I've been carrying cash for the last 11 months, and it's so strange because at home everything is card. If you have cash, you're like an inconvenience to people in the store, and here it's not like that at all. I just have cash, a lot of cash, and I think it's very annoying to take out cash all the time, because for me it's hard to like keep count constantly. I know you're like, you should keep a proper budget or whatever, like a proper overview of what you use money on, but it's really hard when you can't just look in your account and look what you used it on, and like keep a billion receipts and like file lists and stuff. It's annoying. I believe of course you can pay with card, but it's more normal to just pay with cash, and like a lot of cards that you use in other countries is not accepted in general stores here and stuff, so it's just better to have cash. But yeah, also like papers and stuff, I had like a billion papers from what I got at school, like schoolwork and stuff, and at home like everything is online, so it's very strange for me to like get a billion papers and just keep them in order. Also, it's kind of very wasteful. So yeah, speaking about wasteful, the plastic here is insane. Everything is packed in plastic, and like at home we're trying really much more to be aware of like the plastic use, having paper bags, not wrap everything in plastic. But here everything is in plastic. You buy a cookie box, every single cookie has its own wrapping of plastic, even though everything is already in a wrapping of plastic. I don't get the point, and you feel so guilty buying anything because everything is plastic. At the same time, you need to buy shit, right? So you can't just avoid it because it's everywhere. Yes, they do sort their trash, but still it's like, oh my god, I am buying so much plastic. I am also now very much used to nodding or bowing to people all the time when you say thank you or say hi or say bye or whatever. And now I'm gonna do that all the time at home. Like, thank you, yes, goodbye. That's gonna be me constantly. And I believe it's gonna be weird. People are gonna think I'm weird, but they already do think that, so also being in Japan, of course, this is my first time being on my own. Like, I am with my best friend, and if she wasn't here, it would be a totally different experience, I believe, because then I wouldn't like have anyone to rely on, anyone I knew. Missing home and being away from home this long, I've never done that before, and not seeing my family at all. It's just so weird. Like, I miss it, but it also just like, it doesn't feel real. I don't know how to explain, but it feels like it's such a long time since I've been at home. It feels like a dream. And when I go home, the whole Japan experience, it's gonna feel like a dream. I really don't want to go home. I love it here in the country, but I miss my family. I miss my books. I miss my best friend's dog, and I miss being able to talk to people in the store without feeling like you're gonna say something really weird. At the same time, though, missing home, it's like an independence I never had before. I can do anything and my parents can't judge me. We can make food whenever we want to, eat whatever we want to, and buy whatever we want to. When I say we, I mean me and my best friend. And like, there's this freedom of being on your own. Of course, this is a freedom that comes when you move out maybe, but I don't know. It depends from person to person how much your family's involved after you move out, I guess. But here, like, we are literally on the other side of the planet. No one can do anything if anything happens. I had to do anything on my own, figure out everything on my own, because I didn't have anyone to ask. Like, I don't mean to say that I didn't have help, because I had help from people around me all the time. I just mean that there's this independence. I can't call my parents and ask them to pick me up because, well, I could, but that would be insane. So there's this independent thing that I never experienced coming here, and I think I learned a lot from it. But I'm really glad I have my best friend, because being here alone, I think I would have just cried every night going to sleep. Speaking about being alone, social life, I think like a lot of people go on exchange to be social and get friends for life and friends from all over the world. And yes, I met a lot of people from a lot of different places, from Korea, Australia, Egypt, England, even from America and Russia. Like, I met them. I wouldn't say that I'm best friends with everyone, but I met people from a lot of different countries, and we're all in this together. Like, here in Hakodate, there's not that many exchange students. It's like 20 to 30, and I think, example, if you go to Tokyo, there will be hundreds. So we all also neighbors. We all live in these shared houses or at the dormitory, and that's all really close to school. And every time there is something, someone does something, everyone sort of comes together. So it's like, you know, all your neighbors basically. We're like our own little neighborhood. You know, you can count on them, you know, you can be with them. But I'm not a social person, so like, I haven't hung out with a lot of people a lot. Like, I've been with my best friend constantly, but she doesn't count because I'm with her all the time. And yes, I know some people would think maybe it's strange to go to exchange and like not be super social. Like, I talk to people, I gotten to know people, and I gotten some really great friends that I will miss, and I miss a lot already. Compared to other people's social life here and on exchange, I would say that I've not been social a lot, and I don't regret it at all. However, I did join one thing because I wanted to do something social here, which was this English musical. And I played this waitress named Bonnie, and it was the English musical, which was why we signed up, because we could speak English and not Japanese. I don't know how to like say this without it sounding like I am just talking about myself, like, oh my god. But people were so positive to my role and like said that I acted super well, and everyone just like said I was their favorite character and stuff. And I don't know, like, it was just a fun little thing we did practice a lot and stuff, and just like getting all that positive feedback made me very happy, because I had worked hard. Me and my best friend, we were the only exchange students there, so all the other people were Japanese, and it was a place where I met other Japanese people without them having anything to do with the other Japanese people we were already with, because all the Japanese people we meet are like our tutors, so they are forced to be with us. I'm joking, like, of course they choose to be with us and they become our friends, and it's a really good system having a tutor to help you, which I forgot to mention at all, like when I talked about school. But the school give you a tutor to like help you with Japanese, or like anything else you need to do, like go to the city hall or to the bank, etc, etc. It's a really nice system. But these people, they were like nothing to do with that, and I met like Japanese people outside other Japanese people, so that was just like a way to get out of my shell a bit. But that ended in December, and it wasn't like a lot of rehearsals, but it was still fun, and I will remember it. It's really fascinating though, go to exchange and just meet all these people from all these different countries, and learning about how we're all so different and have all these different things. We use a lot of time, for example, in class too, when we have about anything like education, the teachers ask us all like how the education is at home. So you just learn a lot about different cultures and countries, and it's just all super fascinating and interesting. And I think like there's not enough experiences like that in the world, like going on exchange and meeting people from different countries, and like getting together and like having to be in each other's faces all the time. It's like a unique experience, and I think it's very important to meet other people outside from where you live. I learned a lot, and I think it's awesome to learn about other people. But also I'm really not social at all, so you know, great, that made sense. I know I'm like jumping back and forth here because apparently this went to hell. Another thing is that the Japanese people are very, very polite. In Norway we are very, very rude, and here, like, if you go to the store, everyone is like basically running towards the door when you leave it to say goodbye or like thank you. And it's just this very different culture going to the store. They have this certain song in one of the stores we went to, and I recorded it because I would never forget it, and I'm gonna play a bit of it because why not? So of course, talking about food, I have eaten so many different foods here, meals. Home, we didn't, as I said earlier, have a stove. And also like the kitchen, I kind of don't like because we have a gas stove and stuff. So I didn't make that many things at home. And the things we made a lot over and over. So I got very tired of those. I feel like at home I'm much more creative making meals, which is like a bad excuse because hello, I'm Japan. The food culture here is like amazing, but I also feel like very intimidating not knowing what the different things were in the store because I couldn't like read and I didn't know what the thing labels was and stuff. But I also just went out to eat a lot, and it's very cheap to eat out here, like compared to Norway it's super expensive, so it didn't cost me that much to go out, even though I did eat a lot over and over the same out. But it's fine because I ate a lot of great food. In general, I think I have gotten a lot of life experience from this, and also gotten friends from different countries if I ever decide to travel again. I also in the summer break went to Kyoto and Tokyo, which is the only other two places I went to in Japan with my stay here. I feel like a lot of people would travel much more. I wanted to go to Korea, but money and also a bit like stress and stuff. And when I went there, it was super fun because our friends from Norway came and stuff, and it was like getting a piece from home here, and it was great. But I did also fall and sprain my ankle when we were in Kyoto, and I'm talking about this because since then I have fallen twice more, so I've fallen altogether 3 times. Every single time my foot has blown up like a balloon, and like it's still like weak and weird and stiff, but it takes a long time for it to heal, because the other 2 times when I fell again, I thought it was healed, but it was not, and that's why I fell again. And it's just like normal walking, and then it just like, I don't know how to explain, but it's great. And that's like a thing I will bring with me home, my ankle problems. It's a great life. Almost finishes off. I just want to talk about the last thing, and that is Tsutaya, which is this bookstore here in Hakodate. I don't know where it is other places, like it's many Tsutayas here, but there's like this main big one where like Starbucks and other different stores are inside. And in Norway there's no bookstores like this. Like we have big bookstores, but there's not other stores in a bookstore, and I feel like this is maybe more normal other places, but not in Norway at all. So I've never like been to like a big amazing bookstore like that, and it's just my favorite place, and I'm so sad to leave. It looks amazing, the sign is amazing. I spent money there, but not enough. I would bring that bookstore home if I could, and I love it so much. It's just so beautiful, and my book loving heart would want to go there forever. Sadly, it's like a bit far away, and the buses here are super stressful, so like I haven't gone there as often as I would want to. And once also my phone died of power and I couldn't check the buses, I had to walk home from the bookstore, which took like almost 2 hours in a snowstorm, and I wanted to die, and I was all alone, and also like my sense of direction is super bad, so it's an amazing thing that I didn't get lost. But I did manage to get home, and it's also a memory I would take home with me forever. In the end, like I wanted to go to Japan super badly, and I did. And like I want to go back. I would love to live here somehow. That would definitely make me manage to speak the language completely fluently. But also like I love Norway and I love home, and I think like when I get home I would just be like, whoa, culture shock. If someone told me I could stay for another year, I think I totally would. I was scared it would be scary to be here, like isolated and not understanding the things around you, but there's been so much help and so much warmth and safeness. I haven't felt unsafe here at all. Like, even though I've been away from everything I have known my entire life, because I have never moved and I still live home with my parents. I had never been away from home, as I said, for this long. I'm very lucky to like have a safe, warm home at home. I just feel like I made myself a second home here, and I don't want to go back, but I have to, but also I don't want to. Especially precious this time here because I've been here with my best friend, and we've been together for every single day and we don't hate each other, so it's a great friendship. I'm joking, we have been together for long periods of time before, but never this long. I just think like it's extra precious that we spent this time together because we are very close friends. And I don't know, it's not a lot of people, I feel like, of course there's a lot of people who go here, but I feel like living here and experience the everyday life here is an experience that I have not just learned a lot from, but being able to experience it, I'm just so grateful. And I'm very, it's just, I don't want to say goodbye, but I do also like miss home. Thinking about going home like clenches inside of me because I just want to stay. I said several times that this has felt like a very long holiday, not that I haven't been working with school and stuff, but I felt like taking a break from real life at home, because here I can deal and fix anything that needed fixing before I went back home anyway. And of course this life here has had its challenges, but like everything has felt temporary because you know you're only gonna stay here for a certain amount of time, so like nothing is permanent here. And that sense of temporariness all the time is very strange because it feels like just a long holiday kinda. And when I get home I need to realize everyday life in a totally new real way again. Help me. I just wanted to end this video saying that I'm so grateful for being able to go here. I don't know what to use my Japanese for that I've been studying for 3 years and getting a bachelor degree in, so that is a very useful use of my time, but I wouldn't trade it for anything if anyone I know is watching this, because people did find out about my YouTube channel here and I felt very awkward about it. Thank you to anyone watching for being kind and for helping me with whatever I needed. Thank you to Japan for being such a great place. I will miss it a lot. I will definitely go back for holiday or whatever, and like a tiny dream inside of me that will be able to live here, but also I don't want to leave Norway, so I don't know what to do with that situation. My dream existence would be able to live like both places and go back and forth, but that would be like a job that would be able to do that. Just scared of going home because I don't want to forget. I think it's time to end this video. I feel like I talked about all the points I wanted to talk about. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. You will see me soon in a new video in front of my bookshelves again. I miss my baby so much. I hope you appreciate me waving my hands back and forth when I talk. Bye bye. Arigatou gozaimashita.